Yo, what is up everyone? Back here with another video. In today's video, we are going to be going into the team that I won my own tournament with. And I'm going to be talking about that story. And on top of that, I also want to let you guys know that there is a tournament that I'm hosting tonight at 6 p.m. EST. Guys, definitely join in if you want some practice and you want to participate in these tournaments that I talk over. We already are at 150 registrations. I think we can easily make 200. So definitely make sure to join in, guys. As you can see, a ton of people are playing. So it's going to be really cool to have a bunch of people participating in this tournament. And it'd be really cool if those of you who are watching the video are able to participate as well. The link will be in the description as well, so you guys can just immediately click to it. And also make sure to join the Discord so you can get updates on the tournament itself. As always, let's get right into it though. So I want to talk about the team that I used to win my own tournament. You can see I actually got first place in my own tournament that I played. There was no prize or anything, so don't worry about that. I wasn't, taking away money from anyone else. There was no issues with that. But pretty much, I ended up playing in my own tournament the day after I played in, Pokebros tournament, right? And I essentially went with a similar team, but I actually, funny enough, wasn't very confident in said team. But it ended up being pretty good. And what I'm going to do is talk through the thought process of the first team and how actually I ended up using the first team and then how I, continued using it. So I ended up finishing 32nd place in the Nina Pokebros tournament, right? And the main reason for this is so this is what happened. I woke up late, okay? No, I didn't wake up late. What happened is I was in the tournament, okay? And I forgot to click check-in. Normally I lose round one from being late or waking up late, but this time I just forgot to hit the check-in button, and even worse, I forgot to submit a new team. So the team I had locked for the tournament was the team that I ended up going 6-3 with. And the team I ended up locking, obviously, is this team with Murkrow, Garchomp, Hydreigon, Goldingo, Volcarona, and Rotom. Rotom Wash. Anyways, I used this team, and I'm like, I was really gonna ditch this team. I played on ladder a couple times. I got bodied, and I was like, nah, I'm not gonna use this. But then I end up having to use it, right? So I play it, and it's going pretty well, dude. I win 4 rounds in a row. So I'm like, damn. This team's really good, Then I play subspecies, I lose. The only way I lost this match to getting Rock Slide flinched like crazy. So I was also like, damn, this team's still really good. So I was 6-2, okay? And I hit the last round, and I play versus this rain team, okay? And I end up losing to this team in a really close set, in a really close best of 3. And I end up being guaranteed there's no way I can make cut, right? But at the very least, what I got out of this, I was like, you know what, this team wasn't so bad, man. And the Volcarona and the Rotom were the main carries of the team, and I never brought Hydreigon. So I was like, okay, what am I gonna do to make this team better going into tomorrow's tournament, right? And essentially for me, I was like, I used Hydreigon not much at all. I used Garchomp, I used Volcarona, I used Goldingo, Murkrow, Wash Rotom. I'm like, I feel like if I had something for bulky water types, this team would be really good. So then I was like, I'm just going to put a Meowscarada on there. Because, honestly, most of the time, if you slap a Meowscarada on a team, it rarely makes it worse. And I wasn't using Hydreigon at all. So I was like, it's going to be an improvement if it comes to, even, 2 matchups, So I ended up putting Meowscarada on the team. And this is the version of the team that I ended up choosing. So I just went with the standard Sash set for Meowscarada. I was like, this is pretty safe. It just gives me, a strong Sash mon. I can, or even Earthquake next to my Grass type if I have to in a pinch. I have Earthquake next to Rotom Wash and Murkrow as well. And then I have a bulkier anti-Trick Room kind of mode with the Rotom Wash, Volcarona, Goldingo, right? But anyways, so I ended up settling in that. I also changed my Goldingo to Focus Blast, which don't do that, guys. Focus Blast is really trash, actually. I just did it for the tournament, and I ended up clicking it once for a meme, which could have very well lost me the game, but I had it, so I need to click it. I'll give you the context on that in a second. But the Rotom was running Light Clay with Terra-type Steel. Terra-type Steel was so you could just resist Meowscarada Flower Trick. And then Light Clay was so you could basically use this team as a bulky screens team, but it's disguised as a Tailwind team. So that was kind of cool. I am going to go more in depth with EVs, everything in my Patreon. On my Patreon, you guys should see a video that should be uploaded. If not immediately when you check it out after this video, it'll be in 30 minutes or something, because I'm recording that video right after this one. But anyways, so with the Garchomp, I just ended up going back to Terra Ground. Now, if you guys have seen my previous tournament VOD reviews, or like previous tournament reviews, basically, I've been like, okay, yeah, like Terra Fire, Terra Water, like I've been messing around with all the defensive Terras, but then I was just like, I just kind of do more damage. So I just put Terra Ground, and it was good. Meowscarada, purely offensive Terra. Goldengo, purely offensive Terra. Volcarona was a defensive Terra Water, which was really strong in the tournament and allowed me to sit in front of things that normally would be pressured by. And then finally Murkrow with the Terra Ghost. It was just a really solid team overall. I had a lot of control over the pace of the game with the screens and the Struggle Bug Will-O-Wisp stuff. And then I also had, like, obviously my more offensive mode with Garchomp, Tailwind, and like Goldengo, Tailwind. And then, you know, Meowscarada was a nice kind of complementary Pokemon for either of the approaches. And like I felt like I had more than enough answers for Dondozo as well. I had like Flower Trick, I had, you know, Haze, I had a bunch of answers that could deal with it, right? So it felt pretty good. The only thing about this team that I feel like wasn't like amazing was the Focus Blast Goldengo, but besides that, like everything else was pretty baller. Like I actually really liked the team, so it was definitely good. My biggest advice as well too with this kind of team is like you have to remember it's not just a purely offensive Tailwind team. Like it does have that mode, but it's also like a you know, kind of defensive team at the same time. But anyways, so after that I end up playing the tournament, right? So I'll go back to, you know, Swiss. So in Swiss I end up going 7-0. It's best of one Swiss, right? So I pretty dominantly like destroy all my competition, I think. Like I didn't have any games that were like I was really struggling. I was pretty much beating everyone that I was playing really comfortably. And I ended up beating Atmosphere in the final round to go 7-0. And going into the Top Cup bracket, I'm feeling really good, right? It's best of 3. Like I'm like, okay, yeah, I can definitely win this as long as like even if I lose a game, like I can come back. And then I don't lose a single freaking game in all of Top Cut. Like I didn't lose a single game. I 2-0'd, 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 2-0'd. All the way down. I didn't lose a single thing. I was just like, dude, I was like, damn, man. I was like, this seems kind of good. So it was really solid. I felt really good about the team. I think honestly, the main thing that like was the good strength about this team for this tournament, and you have to remember too, this is a smaller tournament field. So of course, if it was a bigger tournament field, I might have had more challenging opponents as well, or you know, just might have like you know, had a matchup that I could have played it better into, right? But it did feel good to win something after literally bombing the tournament before, or like I say literally bombing. 6-3 is not that bad, but like yeah, after not like making day 2 of like the previous tournament. But yeah, I think like overall what this team just did well is like it had the right amount of offense for the cut, and then it also had like the right amount of defensive tools to kind of slow down the game into teams that couldn't really handle it, right? Because I felt like into other slow screens teams, like I could also play slow, and like it was usually detrimental to them because I had good Pokemon that could like chunk things over and over again. So I felt really comfortable with the team. I really think like this style of team is like strong. I think what was strong about it and what people should really be looking at for their building is building teams that aren't just one-dimensional in terms of what they do. Like I could have very well had a one-dimensional like Tailwind team here, but I ended up adding like 2 Pokemon that made it like something completely different. So it's almost like I combined like screens and like Tailwind in one. So that would be my biggest recommendation for you guys in terms of like how to maybe go around like building and also, you know, just kind of experimenting with your builds in that regard. I also noticed too that like I've had a lot of success with like trying new teams, but over a weekend or over 2 weekends, like changing that team slightly and seeing what I like and don't like. And I think that is very beneficial for allowing you to like actually learn what works and doesn't work in this format better. So definitely like I think learning multiple teams does help you. Like that's something I'm trying to do different this season as opposed to last season, which is I want to learn more teams so that when an event comes, I can be as flexible as I want and bring whatever I want, right? And I think that that's very crucial for a competitor, but also just if you're trying to improve at the game, you know? I don't want to be trapped into one kind of play style or one kind of team. So that's something that I'm emphasizing a lot, I think, this year for myself. But yeah, anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed that video. I just wanted to talk quickly about that. I was able to win. The team was pretty cool, in my opinion. I liked it a lot. And as well, too, you know, with these tournaments, I think that they're always like great for learning experiences, and you always get a lot of experience. For me, I would definitely recommend if you guys have some free time checking out the tournament that we're hosting today. As always, you know, we have a ton of players. You can join in. It's a really good competition. We have some good players in here too. So I think you guys will have a lot of fun if you end up participating. But as always, guys, thank you so much for all the support. I incredibly appreciate it. And hopefully you guys enjoyed these videos. Make sure to check out Patreon. Make sure to check out coaching. Everything else, the links down below if you guys would like to support me beyond the videos. As always, guys, thank you so much for the support. I'll see you guys next video. Peace.